All right, CBS Sports' Chris Trapasso has put out his preseason grades for the first-round picks at wide receiver. A lot of talent there, but you're looking outside the box, outside the first round for a wideout who could make a big difference. There are the grades, Wilson, Olave, Dotson, Burks, all in that B range, but why is a guy like George Pickens someone who may grade out a little higher?
Well, Mike, let me ask you this question. I know you follow the NFL. I know you've been following preseason training camps and things like that. Out of the rookie wide receivers, who has been the most talked about guy? Mostly the most talked about guy in training camp. Out of all the wide receivers, you can go from round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of all the wide receivers, who has been the most talked about guy?
Well, it's
George Pickens.
It's Pickens. He's got a little love with Kenny Pickett there too, though, right?
Yeah, but he's been causing a lot of havoc in training camp. He's been pushing people down in ball games. He's been catching toe tap touchdowns in ball games. He's been just dominating throughout practices. George Pickens has been the talk of the town, not just in Latrobe, PA, but down in Fort Lauderdale, in Austin, Texas, Columbia, South Carolina. Everyone is talking about George Pickens. So yeah, he might not be in that first round category, but I can tell you this much, as a contributor throughout his rookie campaign, that's the rookie wide receiver that I'm monitoring. It has nothing to do with my Pittsburgh Steelers ties. It has not. Well, you know what? I did get a chance to see him in person. I didn't get to see the other guys in person, but I saw George Pickens in person. And man, you talking about a kid who's ready to go. I am high on Chris Olave. I am. The reason why I'm high on Chris Olave because of Jameis. I think Jameis is going to throw it around. You look at some of the other experienced pass catchers that will give Chris Olave a favorable matchup. I think he's going to take advantage of that. But me personally, George Pickens is going to be a guy who's going to cause a lot of havoc for fantasy owners. If you're able to get him, and get this, Mike, you can get George Pickens late. He probably would be available in the late double-digit rounds. And if he is there with the value, no question, because I believe by October, November, he will be a solid contributor for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Book it.
Yeah, if there's anything that the Steelers do really well, as opposed to winning, they put out wide receivers, especially these young guys. All right, let's go to the other side of the ball. The rookie corners, Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner, given A and A- respectfully by Trapasso in his grades. What about their preseason performances makes you a believer in those two first-round picks?
Well, they look extremely comfortable in their new uniforms playing for their new teams. You know, sometimes rookie guys, especially guys in the secondary, it takes time for them to show that they're comfortable and they have made that adjustment to the NFL. Stingley Jr. and Sauce, man, they're ready to rock and roll right now. And it's safe to say both guys will be a day one starter. Clearly, we know that about Stingley. Now, you look at some of the competition in the Jets. You know, they brought in Reed. They still have Hall. But it's safe to say I think Sauce will be a day one starter as well. Stingley will have the responsibility of probably day one following opposing team's #1 wide receiver. And eventually that will be Sauce's responsibility as well. But both guys look real good. They're competing. The game is not too big for them. They're vocal, and they're starting to lead by example. So I love both guys, extremely talented. They went 1 and 2 in the draft in regards to the cornerback play, and I expect to see that same rotation throughout their career, guys competing against each other and showing the NFL world that they were deserving of being 1 and 2 in their draft, and they will continue to show so and be consistent, most importantly.
And if Sauce Gardner wants the opposing team's #1, there's a guy in his division down in Miami, Tyreek Hill, that'll probably gladly take a rookie DB on him, but that will certainly be a big test. All right, B-Mac, thanks for all the knowledge and you know, keeping the Steeler love at a little bit of a minimum. Hey, don't forget, Fantasy Football Today Draftathon kicks off tonight at 6 p.m. Advice, sleepers, keepers, everything you need to know in a 6-hour Draftathon format. And it's all for a good cause at St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.